The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all.
So if you're on social media last night, you'll know that there was a large-scale looting across many townships in Durban. We are currently in Clement, and behind me is a Somalian-owned shop. It's called Super 7, and this shop was absolutely ransacked. It was looted last night. The looters, they broke the lock and they came into the shop and took absolutely everything. Now, what we understand is that this is just one of many shops here in Clement, Pinetown, west of Durban, that was looted. And as you can see behind me, the shop was absolutely ransacked. They took everything from the shops. And yeah, it's even if you can see behind me, there's an ATM machine. They tried to break into the ATM machine. Fidelity security guards are here and they've told us that they couldn't access the money that was inside the ATM machine. So that's that. But this was always the fear with the June 30 demonstrations, that there were going to be some people who are going to use them for their own nefarious and criminal ends. And this is what has happened here in Clement. This is the first shop that we are visiting. We understand that there's more shops that were also like this, especially foreign-owned shops that were looted and absolutely ransacked. And as you can see here, that the situation is absolutely dire.
Okay, June 30th has finally come and gone in South Africa, and now the world can see the contradiction clearly. Some people said this protest was about law and order. They said it was about fixing borders. They said it was about undocumented migrants. They said it was about securing jobs and fixing their country. They said foreigners were selling expired products and destroying communities. But what did we see in some areas yesterday? We saw shops being looted. We saw people carrying away the same products they claim were expired and dangerous. We saw private homes being targeted. We saw people entering houses and pulling migrants out without even knowing whether they were documented or not, then handing them over as if ordinary citizens had now become immigration officers. We saw police firing rubber bullets to stop people from breaking into shops. We saw cars belonging to foreigners being set on fire. We even saw reports of a South African family being attacked because they were from a different tribe. So let's ask the honest question. How do you demand law and order by creating lawlessness? How do you claim to be fighting crime while looting shops? How do you say you want to fix your country while destroying private property, burning tires on the street, and destroying shops? And now we are back to square one. The government will still have to look into the matter because only the government can fix immigration issues, not individuals taking the law into their own hands. June 30th was supposed to show strength, but in many ways it exposed weakness because a strong country does not need mobs to enforce the law. A strong country uses institutions. A strong country protects people and property. A strong country can secure its borders without burning its dignity in front of the world. Thank you all for watching.
The South Africans took deportation way more serious than MAGA did because the South Africans are not playing. This morning I was scrolling and I came across this live and I was like, holy shit. I already understood that the South Africans were kicking out all the other African immigrants from their state, right? Or their country. And this entire situation reminds me of what was happening here in America, right? So the immigrants come here and they take jobs, they displace people, et cetera, et cetera. And the South Africans claim that they were going through the same things. But I'll say this right now. They took it way further than what we did, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, we had 2 deaths, 2 white people died over the ICE raids and things like that. But the South Africans have 100% stood on business, whether it's going to be good in the long run or bad. They seem to have made their minds up and they're standing on business, right? They marching every day. Every day we get on the internet and we see a new video from South Africa, right? These people are dead serious. Their chief, I'm not sure exactly what his name is, but he's constantly on the internet explaining why they're doing what they're doing, or why they feel the way that they feel, right? So yeah, they stood on business way more than America did when it came to immigration, illegal immigrants, and the immigrants coming here causing chaos, killing people, doing this and that, right? They stood on business. They were like, no, you people got to leave. You're not from here. It's over.
Can you guys please tell me, is this making sense? Like, I just want to know, is it making sense? You are a black person who's singing Abahambe every day, even if it's not you, but your people, they are singing Abahambe every day. You are talking bad about Pakistani. And then when you are walking around the mall or town, you just see a group of Pakistani people, they are giving you guys food, and you guys, you go there and you take that food. What is the meaning of that? So you are not even thinking that maybe there can be something in the food. But you guys who said these people, they are selling things that are expired. So you are destroying these people's businesses, but you're still in town. Just they are standing, they are giving food. You go there, you take food. Why? Hi. Sometimes black people, my people, let me just say black people, my people, sometimes they behave in a way that you ask yourself, do we really think, or do we ever think every time when we do something that everything we do, it's got consequences, it has consequences, and other people, they know how to plan, they have strategies. They're not going to be outside and jumping like us and making everyone see that we are angry. Other people, they strategize. Because they are quiet. You, when you see them giving food, you are taking that food. Why? Why are you taking food? Guys, we need to check ourselves. There's a lot of things that is wrong with us. There's a lot of things that is wrong with us. Here, we know we talk too much. But when we have to think, sometimes it's becoming a problem. Why are you taking food that you don't even know it? Why are they giving you food? You are coming from your house, you are full. Why you have to go to town now and start taking food? Guys.
It's difficult. It's difficult, man. It's very, very, very difficult. We have only more than 15 cars from early in the morning. I was here from 4 o'clock until now. I never get a load. It's difficult. It's difficult. The business is down. I'm thinking about the new cars we have bought. We're not going to make it. We are not going to make it. We are not going to pay the car installment.
This is one day after June 30th. Yeah. Some migrants have left the country. Some are still in the country stranded and they're not going to work. Many of them were part of delivery firms, taxi firms, and other types of companies. Yeah. This image is from a South African delivery firm. They don't have enough numbers to deliver these goods to South African people. And what do you think that's going to do to the economy? What do you think that's going to do to business like that? You heard that man. It's very difficult. Yeah. He continued to say, if this continues, we won't be able to afford paying our car installments. This is what I was saying from the beginning. Economically, you're crippling your own selves and you don't get it. Then you have one of these leaders saying, well, the South African government can pay 1 million rand or 70 million rand to each South African. Yeah. And then those illegal immigrants can come to work. I'm like, they're already working. They were already working. What are you talking? God have mercy. Oh, Jesus Christ, have mercy.
Open the shop. We can go. Listen here. We can go there by Shoprite to buy Tour and sugar. We can go by Shoprite to buy 3 and coffee. You can go by Shoprite and buy 5 and potato. You can. Where? Because our people is the poor of the poor. Why you close the shop? Open the shop.
You see what I mean? Now they say, open the shops. Why are you closing the shops? You told him to close. Well, not you directly, but many people told these people to close because, migrants are taking our jobs. They're taking our country. But now look at your country. This is day one. Yeah. Now, granted, who knows? Maybe in a month or two, those companies will be filled with South African natives who will work hard and make sure that they fill those spots. Fair enough. If that's the case, fair enough. But expecting a change because of a few migrants, legal and illegal, just like that is it's not realistic. You need to get in touch with reality. Okay. I pray for South Africa. Hopefully, you wake up and fix up. You understand?
Here is the president of South Africa laughing and joking with talks that are unaliving black people in South Africa. But this does not surprise me at all, because the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa himself, is a criminal and a thug. That is why all of these years he was in politics, you will never see him talking about changing the apartheid constitution that is keeping black people behind. You will never see him bringing any sort of development that will change the mentality of the black people, changing the educational system in South Africa, because this man really do not care. He's a thug and a criminal. They are the ones behind all of this chaos in South Africa. Imagine as a president, you met with those who are unaliving their black people. Cyril Ramaphosa knows the history of South Africa. He knows that without African countries, apartheid will still be in South Africa. He knows everything, but the man does not care because he's been compromised. Since the day he entered in politics, they start bribing him with monies. He now can talk because they have a whole lot of things, evidence against him. That is why this man does not care. He is not even working hard to change the constitutions of South Africa, to give lands back, to make sure that black people should control the economy, a country where black majority, black-owned country. That is why you see the talk right here, laughing, cheering the other talks that are unaliving the African people. Welcome to South Africa. Now, I hope that African countries are going to close their borders with South Africa, ban South Africans from traveling across the African continent. Whenever you see a South African at the African airport, you arrest them, you deport them back to South Africa immediately. It does not matter regardless of what their mission is, even they are just transiting through South Africa. That is the only way to force these talks and their governments to stop unaliving the African people. That is the only way forward. If a president is behaving like this, majority black politicians in South Africa, you don't see them coming out to condemning these things in front of the police officers. They will be unaliving black people. Indians, Chinese, whites, all of those ones are good. They can stay in South Africa. Even black Africans who are legally there, they are chasing them away, looting their subs, unaliving them. This has been happening for over years now. Not the government, not the president address these issues. Talks like Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa should be banned from traveling across the African continent. All all South Africans, including the citizens and the politicians, that is the only way forward. Cut diplomatic ties with South Africa. Everything that has to do with South Africa, cut it. That is the only way forward to make sure that African lives are being protected and can be protected in South Africa. Cyril Ramaphosa, I will repeat, he is nothing more than a talk.
30th June has finally come and gone in South Africa. Our brothers and sisters in South Africa told us they don't want to see foreigners. Before, they began with the illegal migrants, and now the slogan is all foreigners must go. And the 30th of June, we're all expecting what South Africans will do. But what shocked most of us is the looting. We didn't see South Africans taking over their jobs. We didn't see how they got employed. We didn't see how the 30th June solved the crisis of the South Africans. And now we are seeing that South African 30th of June wasn't for economic development, but people were ready to destroy businesses by looting the hard earnings of other Africans. It's painful. You understand? We are all one people, South Africans. Even though we know not all of you are doing this, but they said one granule spoils all. We need to understand that what you have done wouldn't solve the problem. Have you even solved the problem? Is it by taking somebody's sweat that will change the country? That will fix South Africa? That will make you Okay, all the things that you've taken to open the shops in your homes, will these shops sustain you? Like Julius Malema asked you, how many of these jobs have you occupied ever since these foreigners left your country? South Africa, you are trending, but not in a good way. It's painful. Before you think of looting another man's shop, you should ask yourself, if the money was just something that is easy to come by, why don't you have it before you think of destroying somebody else's business? Was this the 30th of June you promised the people? Is this why you want foreigners to leave, so that you have access to their properties? Let's stop this. Those who were leading you, how many of the jobs have they given to you to occupy? As we are asking for unity, you are bent on dividing. How can you be pointing a finger at people when the politicians are the ones who are supposed to give you jobs? Even your president, Cyril Ramaphosa, told you during one of his address that they have to create jobs because the jobs are not there. So why not focus on the president? And even Mbeki, Thabo Mbeki, your former ex-president, told you that migration will continue to happen. It's not this your generation that will stop Africans from migrating, because you have South Africans who are also living in other parts of Africa. So if migration was not possible, why do you have your brothers and sisters in other parts of Africa? Why do you have your businesses, your companies in other parts of Africa? See what you are doing, claiming you are fixing your country. If you know the amount of money you have lost ever since you started this, just that the politicians don't want to tell you, you will face worse situations and crises than what you are facing, because the foreigners contribute a lot to the growth of your economy. They pay taxes. Like, some of you don't understand that people were paying taxes when they were living there. You alone cannot make South Africa the way you want it. South Africa is not an island. It depends on other people for survival. And that is what you must understand. Even the white people, some of them are not happy with what you are doing. You are only bent on pouring your anger on your black brothers who stood by you during apartheid. And the future, because one cannot tell. That is why before you do anything, you think twice. And that was why they said, when you are living in a glass house, you don't throw stones. The politicians are not happy, because we have seen Cyril Ramaphosa meeting with these same people who are leading the March and March. Yet the same president is talking about violence. We are not asking you not to protest, but protesting, targeting the wrong people is what we don't like. He's shaking hands with them. Yeah, he's telling us that he wants to stop this xenophobic against black Africans, while he's sitting down smiling with the same people who are leading this march. What is he telling us? And South Africans, ask before you do things.